In this session, we will talk about 5 vices. Body consciousness, Dehabhan, as we learned in our previous session, which is all about attachment to I as a body and mine, my and mine, and constantly having the intellect engaged in thinking about the nourishment of the limited negative pleasures of the body, our own body or the body of our children, relatives, or whoever we are attached to. Okay. So that is we have learned, and you also have learned my I as a body and my roles and my this, my that, attachment to that brings my. Okay. And that makes us Deh Abhimani, that ego of the wrong image that we are attached to as a body. It brings that initiates the 5 vices within us. This is the order which the vices gets activated. First, it starts with lust, then goes to greed, then goes to attachment. Then, because if there is attachment, there has to be the fear, and then that's where the ego comes in. And then last is anger. Okay, so if you are the person, you find yourself getting angry, that means you are so much ingrained in body consciousness. Okay, if you're short tempered, you're really fast. This total of them are 7 vices. So out of this first 6 vices, you're skipping just the 5 vices, right, like this, and just reacting constantly through anger. So we need to step back through this understanding. You allow yourself to step back and observe yourself a little better, so you don't just fast forward this vices, the first 6 vices, and get to the anger in a very short amount of time. You will observe them, then you will can able to stop it. If you recognize them, this is how I am going from this vice to this vice, so I need to steer it. Otherwise, I will get into accident, which is doing the wrong karma, getting angry. Okay, so self-awareness is the power that we need to generate through this knowledge. Okay, so the vices are our biggest enemy. As a body consciousness, all the labels, it makes us awareness of all the labels. To study of Rajyog, you are going to overcome all these vices. It's a journey of going from hell to heaven by overcoming these 5 vices. Okay, and how to remove it, as we says, knowledge means the understanding of the truth. Okay, understand how it affects us, how to remove it, knowing the right method. First, right now we are diagnosing ourselves how this disease of body consciousness is affecting me. So we are becoming aware of the disease through the power of knowledge. Once we realize this is how severe the disease is, we will work on healing it. Okay, so vikar, it is also called vikar. The vices are called vikar. Kari means karya. V means vipreet, opposite, such a task which is opposite to soul conscious stage. Okay, and also it is opposite to the directions of God. Okay, so that's why it's called vikara. Okay, and also vikar means wrong actions. Okay, it makes us give sorrow and take sorrow, and more we the vikar gets ingrained, more we enact through vikars, it becomes deeper and deeper and harder to get rid of it. That's why we are finding it so hard to get rid of them, because it is so ingrained in us. It has created such a deep impression, okay, within us. Okay, all these things are good for the reading. And here it is. We'll continue with this. Okay, so Dvika is a form of Ravan. We have already learned it has the male form, female form. So male is we are saying the Ravan with 10 heads. It's also called 5 forms of Maya. So this lust, greed, we say attachment, fear, ego, and anger, which is in a subtle form. It is in the soul, and as well as it is also it is also, you can say, adapted by the five elements of nature, which is this body made up of earth, water, wind, fire, sky. Okay, that becomes that Maya as being like a Prakriti. Okay, the impure nature of this five elements. Okay, so five elements are par. That's why we have said Swadharme Nidinam Shraya, Par Dharmo Bhayamaha. Par is the body, the region of the body, which is the body conscious nature, is not ours. Okay, so we need, it's a big disease. We are carrying big disease of the vices which resulted from the body consciousness, and out of all the vices, vice of lust is the main vice. That's why it has said in the Bhagavad Gita, Kam Jite Jo Jagat Jeet, we need to gain victory over the vice of lust. So the vice of lust is our biggest enemy. Okay, oh Arjun, conquer this lust. Jahyanam Papmanam is the greatest sinner. Okay, we need to gain victory over that vice. If we gain victory over that vice, we can gain victory of all the vices. Lust, in a sense, it has a meaning of, in a physical sense, all as well, as we all know that. And the other meaning of the lust in a subtle form that we need to tackle is the kamana, the unnecessary desires. That's what we need to tackle, the unnecessary desires. That is, where we need to focus. Okay, at the mind level. Which begins from when we have that image of ourselves as a male and a female. Okay, instead of being soul conscious. Again, it doesn't mean that you have to leave your household or stay away from, like boys will stay away from girls or men from women. No, living in the household, we have to imbibe that pure vision of we all are souls. Okay. And this is the spiritual war, not a physical war. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita, the war that God has told us to fight with is with the vices. It's not about physical war. Okay, our war is with vices, the Ravan. And here we have to fight. It says in the Bhagavad Gita, without fighting, God told Arjun, like without fight, you can't go to heaven. You have to fight and overcome the victory over the vices. So, but you might fall, but you need to keep fighting, continuously fight it. Victory is yours at the end. Okay, once you who accepts the defeat, they will be loser. Okay, so that's what in here is. We should continue to fight the spiritual war. Victory is our birthright. Just like there's a lot of examples, right? If you look at the history, Maharana Pratap, as a king, he was fighting against Akbar with a small number of people, having small number of people. Still, Akbar was not able to defeat him. Okay, why? Because of that strong mental power that he had, which gave him a lot of physical strength. Shivaji Maharaj, same thing with him. Okay, his body was at a young age itself, but he has so much mental power, soul conscious power. Himmate bacche madate baap. So whenever we take a step of courage, God helps. Without courage, God does not help. So using this knowledge, you will still find you have to battle. You can't just say, oh, okay, I got this knowledge, why is it not happening? No, this is going to be the battle, because it's the vices have been staying within us for a long time. Okay, they have they have that their ruling power on the soul for a long time. They are not just going to get away from it. They are going to fight with us more we try to get rid of them. So yes, the fight is necessary. Okay, but we need to have that determination. I will accomplish the task no matter what. Okay, these are some of the shlokas from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is trying to fight the war with the vices, not the physical fight. So I'm happy to send it to you. If you would like to take a look at it, just let me know. But I'm not going to spend time going over through each and every sloka. Okay, but these are the references in here. This is a reference. I said, if you don't fight this religious war, you'll destroy your swadharma. Okay, so all those vices, all those references regarding that, how we need to gain victory over the vices and how the vices takes us to doorway to hell more and more. So we should really take out the time to work on ourselves. Okay, so these are a lot of very, very powerful slokas from Bhagavad Gita. All right, so I'm going to skip all of them. We're going to get into knowing a little bit more in depth about the five vices here. So five vices, we have to remember they are not ours. Right now, we have really accepted them to be ours. We have really claimed them to be ours, and they are being very successful doing that as well. They are keeping us in illusion, and they are fooling us, and then having their rule on us. But we need to now constantly bring that awareness. They don't belong to us. They are acquired. They are not my original sanskars or original nature. Living with the five vices, like putting a mask, hiding your original face, and being puppet of five elements. Okay, so let's understand these five vices little bit in depth. So lust means to have wasteful body conscious vision. Okay, which means that I see everyone in a bodily way, and which will initiate these desires within us with certain expectations, because we are attached to our bodily roles, which will limit our identity to just being that role, and which will create selfish motive within us to get something in return from the time and energy you are putting into it. Okay, so you will be influenced by the praise or hurt. Either the praise will really make you more lustful, or hurt will make you more kind of losing the trust, and that is also not good. You will be influenced in either way. Okay, then you will be either you will be happy or you'll be hurt. Okay, and intellect will be blocked by the cluster of waste and negative thoughts. Okay, anytime something doesn't happen how you want, then what will happen? Your mind will be just, why didn't it happen? How can this not happen? All these waste thoughts will cloud the intellect, and you will not even think about the option. You will be just be in that zone, and the time will go by. That's why a lot of people say, I don't have time, because they have clustered their mind. They are not using the energy of the mind. Scientists even say you're not even using your conscious mind, even 5% of it. Okay, that it has capacity to use 10%. We are not even using. They say even maybe you're using probably 1 or 2%. So think about it, and they say the average you think 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day, and 95% of them you think waste and negative thoughts. So think about it, how much we are not blocking our intellect, and then by just wasting a lot of time, and then we say we don't have time when it comes to really helping yourself in cleaning all this waste and negative thoughts. So we have adapted that nature. Okay, so desires either will make you impress or will cause you distress, because of course when you have desire, then eventually you will get attached to it. If it doesn't happen, it will hurt you. Okay, or it will make you more body conscious and having more desires if that is fulfilled. Okay, so vice of lust is gateway to hell. Very important to know. And we have many different desires, and it says to be conqueror of lust means to be victorious over all desires, because each desire has a great deal of expansion. So we have desire of physical possession, we have something, we want something limited from people. Many of limited desires arise in fulfilling relationship. And then fourthly, we have within the intention to do service. Okay, so to finish all these four types of desire means to be victorious over sorrow and peacelessness for all time. Okay, and all this is some of the example. I don't want it, but I like it. something, see, it's like, have I finished all these 4 types of desires? If any perishable thing attracts you towards itself, then is definitely attachment in the form of desires. And then you say, I don't want it, but I like it. Okay, and then you learned in the negative pleasure that, it's so good, you really enjoy it. Okay. So anytime you have special attraction towards it, when you like just that particular object or person, means there are desire. Okay. See, it says it is right when you say you like everything and everyone, but it is wrong to say you like just a particular thing or a person. That is a royal form of desires. Okay, and it is different matter to take the fragrance of that goodness or to imbibe that goodness within yourself instead of thinking you like that one in particular because of that one's goodness. This is because the goodness then changes into desires. Okay, it is good to appreciate it, but then, we don't just keep it to that. I wish I could also have that. That it will come to that. Okay. Yeah. So desire to be impressed or having that feeling of enmity will bring you down. Desire from having jealousy, holding a grudge against someone. Okay. Sign of being impressed, attachment, and subservient as well. Okay, so, and actually in the scripture it has said we need to go from icha matram avidya, even the ignorant will know the knowledge of desires. Okay. We'll move on to, so these are the desires. So, okay, what is the reason for a lack of spirituality? The reason is you don't consider yourself or whomsoever you serve to be something valuable, interested to you. By considering both your body and others to be interested to you, you will remain free from attraction. See, by remaining free from attraction, there will be spirituality. So this vice of lust is not letting us experience spirituality. So we need to focus on that. And the greed means over-involvement. I want it kind of feeling. Having the desires basically, and then I wanted, non-stopping wanting more, or involvement in something. That's what our mind is constantly engaged into something, overly engaged, feeling never enough. So we want this, we also want to do this. I wish this happened as well. This happened as well, then I'll be feeling good. This happened as well, then I feel when this situation is sorted out, then only I will be able to do this, then I will feel good. All those things are what? This is greed that is entangling you. Okay, greed could be for the money, food, as well as any other things like your passion, that is also there. People say that, okay, I need to earn for living, but we are not really earning for living. If we assess our life, we are just fulfilling our negative pleasures. That's what we are doing actually with the intention. Okay, with you can say your passion that you have, you're using that as a granted to fulfill your negative pleasure. If you reflect back in your life a little bit, you will be able to know that. Okay, with the settings we are living in, the comfort that we have, the luxuries that we kind of took the support of, which will tell us. Okay, and then as well as the fear that is ingrained in us because of that. If I don't do this, maybe this will happen, that will happen. I also so I don't want this to happen. If I do this, this will happen. All those things are there. The vices are trapping us. Okay. So that's why it's not really good to live with the greed. And there is one more thing. See, it's not, we must not spend more and more time in filling the physical stomach through earning. Some people have so much money, they can simply sit and eat throughout their life. They don't need to do any business to fill the stomach. But what are they doing? They're earning to feed their children. There's so much greed. They're even busy in increasing the bank balance. And some people don't even know what is enough. Okay, no, this is not enough. This is not enough. I just keep it. I just have to do it. Okay, so that is also not good. Okay, so wanting feeling is the greed over the involvement, earning for the to satisfy your negative pleasure, the negative pleasure of your the loved ones. That is also greed. When we have this should happen, that should happen. All those things are we are trapped in the greed. I will show you a chart which will help you see this in a very kind of a short form. So it's kind of like a guided sheet in a very compressed form. So you will also see this chart where everything will be on one page and it will be easier for you to understand it clearly. I will share that at the end of this presentation. Okay. Yeah. So this is attachment comes, mine, love it, must happen, must meet my expectation, desperation. It brings that feeling of desperate, worried, tense, emotional, all fear is all attachment. Okay, me and mine. So why, what, is it like this? Is it like that? All those questions will bring that attachment. When you have attachment, mind will be pulled towards that thing again and again and again. Okay. Um, so all this, my best example is mother with the child, right? My child is born from my body, that child is born from your body. She has special attachment for the child who is born from her body. Okay, and a lot of other things we have attachment to, right? Fear, it brings that inferiority complex. We have fear because we are feeling insecure, having living with the consciousness of the body, because if we would be living with the consciousness of the soul, then soul is imperishable, immortal. There is nothing to lose. Soul owns its own property, and soul doesn't really own any kind of depend on the physical aspect to experience happiness. Whenever you depend on something, people, place, things, then only you have that feeling of fear to lose that. Then that's why we go through this. So we make mistakes again and again, go through guilt, insecurity, tense, lack of self-confidence. Then it goes to ego. Ego is more, we kind of are aware of it very nicely. Show off, arrogance, need attention, thinking of the self as superior, or it will also make us inferior, the ego as well. And also making something small into big. Okay, so why did you do like this? Why did you do it that way? We see the weakness in others. We pretend to be ignorant. I didn't mean to do it. That will be like sorry, carelessness. In here, we with ego, that is the we try to claim something to be ours, which is not ours. Okay, we have the arrogance of our position, role, place, nationality, all those things, the labels and the roles, the positions, the bossiness will be shown. You always try to show other people down. Okay, there is no one like you. I am so and so. Have the ego of the position, okay, of your speciality. I'm so wealthy, of the status. Um, I did this, I can do this, I'm the king, here's this, I'm the yogi, I'm the jnani. My name should be glorified. Why didn't people, I should get this, but why did people did not really respect me like that? Okay, why did I receive so little? I should have this status. Why did this one say this? Why did this happen? How did this happen? So all those we're not able to tolerate insult when we are ego, when we have ego. Okay, so jealousy or dislike, making small situation big, that results to anger, which is the sign of intolerance and ignorance. Internal, which will create internal dislike, conflict, blame, pointing fingers towards others, irritation, jealousy, revenge, hatred. So all leads to anger. Okay, so that is very obvious. And the seventh vice is carelessness and laziness, which is when we say, okay, we'll do it later. I don't have time, lack of paying attention, no motivation, don't want to make effort. We give a lot of excuses, like people say, right, I don't have time, I really want to, but I don't have time. There is no way we cannot take out little bit amount of time. Okay, if we really want to do something, not willing to change, no hope, complaints. Okay, so these are some of the key words as far as I will do it, I will think about it, I will definitely do it, it will happen. I will think about it today and do it from tomorrow. I will finish this task and then do this afterwards. So all those things is language of the carelessness and laziness. Okay. I didn't wish to, but it just happened. So what can I do? Yes, I do understand that it should not happen, that I should not do this, but it happens. My nature is like this. What can I do? Um, this one is like this way, and this anyway situation is like this. I can't really do much. This happens all the time. It is always like this. Okay, so all those things is the language, all those kind of thoughts are the language of the greed. Okay, so vices due to body consciousness. It triggers based on location, time, people, based on our karmic accounts as well, and the deep impression that we are carrying from birth after birth. Okay, and yeah, so waste thoughts initiates the vices, and it creates more and more waste thoughts. Okay, and the amount of lust we have, accordingly, it is connected to the vice of anger. So we need to tackle the lust. Okay, so in next session, we'll talk about different types of thoughts. The waste and negative thoughts will come in that as well. Okay. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I know this is new thing. It's kind of lot to take in, but you have to spend some time to understand it. If you are not comfortable just understanding through video, we can also have a call or the meet online through Zoom, and we can able to work on this, because attachment to the body conscious identity is just like this. If we keep saying I'm trying, but it's so hard, it's like what we are doing is basically making that impression stronger and stronger. Instead of focusing on solution, we are just hammering on the problem again and again and again, keeping the intellect blocked of trying this solution. So we need to let go of ourselves of this waste and negative thoughts. It will not go by itself. Okay, we have the power that we will understand in the future session to overcome these feelings using our intellect. Okay, so the body consciousness is the root cause of the sorrow. So unless we have the accurate method, we have a lot of knowledge, but still the sorrow is increasing because we don't have the true information. We have not understood it until now. So why we only had this true information now, we will understand that later. Everything else we are doing, it's like a band-aid. It will not work. We have to really dive in deeper to understand our true self. Okay, on the basis of our intellect. As is the awareness, we just learned about it. Okay, so I will with our action. Okay, so we'll talk more about this later.